Huh. Look at you. They really thought they finished you, didn't they? Left you there, broken, forgotten. Like you didn't matter. Like you were just another casualty of their cruelty. They took everything, your trust, your peace, your strength, and crushed it in their hands like it meant nothing. You gave your all. You showed love, loyalty, patience. And in return, they gave you betrayal. They smiled in your face and stabbed you the second you turned your back. Now you're standing here in the ruins wondering how you're supposed to rebuild from the wreckage, but let me tell you something, and you better hear this deep. This is not the end of your story. This is where God steps in. Because where they saw something weak, God saw something chosen. They tried to break you, but they didn't know that breaking you was the one thing that would make you unstoppable. Yeah, you heard that right. Every piece they shattered, every tear they caused, every night you stayed up asking why, God was watching. He was silent, but he was working. He was rebuilding you behind the scenes, piece by piece, in a way no one could see. And now, he's about to do it in public. See, that's the part they never expect. They think the story ends when you're on the ground. They think silence means defeat. But what they don't realize is that silence is God's workshop. That's where he crafts warriors. That's where he takes broken souls and turns them into unbreakable forces. So yeah, they saw you fall, they laughed, they pointed fingers, they told stories about how you failed, how you weren't strong enough, how you'd never bounce back. But God heard every word and he took notes. And now he's saying, watch, because he's about to rebuild you in front of every single person who tried to destroy you, not behind closed doors, not in secret, right there where they can't ignore it, right there where their jealousy will eat them alive, right there where they'll have to watch your rise and remember every lie they told about you. Oh, they thought you'd never smile again. They thought they had the power to end you, but they forgot one thing. You belong to God, and when God rebuilds someone, there's no man, no woman, no demon in hell that can undo his work. See, the pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation. That heartbreak, it made room for strength. That betrayal, it opened your eyes. That loss, it stripped away the fake and revealed the real. And now what's left is something solid, something divine, something unbreakable. You ever notice how gold only becomes pure through fire? You ever see how diamonds are born under pressure? Yeah, that's you. They thought the fire would destroy you. They didn't realize it was refining you. They thought the pressure would crush you. They didn't realize it was shaping you into something rare. You're not the same person anymore. That version of you that trusted too easily, that gave too much, that tried too hard to please, that version's gone, buried. And in its place stands someone who's seen hell and came back shining. Someone who doesn't need their approval anymore. Someone who knows what they carry. And that's what scares them the most. Because when you rise this time, you're not rising with emotion. You're rising with wisdom. You're not rising just to prove a point. You're rising with purpose. You're not rising for revenge. You're rising because destiny called your name. Oh, they'll try to act like they're happy for you. They'll clap, but that smile won't reach their eyes. Because deep down, they'll remember how they tried to tear you apart. They'll remember every rumor, every doubt, every word they used to poison your name, and they'll realize none of it worked. You survived. No, more than that. You evolved. You came out sharper, tougher, stronger. And when they see you rebuilt, standing tall, unshaken, they'll have to face the truth. They didn't break you. They built your foundation. You ever break a bone and it heals stronger than before? That's your soul right now. The cracks didn't make you fragile, they made you solid. Every scar on your heart, proof that you survived the fire, proof that nothing could destroy the purpose God put inside you. And here's the thing, your rebuild isn't just for you. It's for every person watching, every soul that's been crushed and left for dead. You're becoming the testimony that pain doesn't mean it's over. You're becoming the living proof that God can turn ashes into armor. They wanted you to stay down. They wanted you to give up. But what they didn't see coming was that every time they pushed you lower, they were just positioning you for a higher comeback. Because God doesn't rebuild on top of old ruins. He builds on fresh foundations. And you, my friend, are being rebuilt into something that will never fall again. So yeah, let them talk, let them gossip. Let them wonder how you're still standing after everything that was meant to destroy you. Let them choke on confusion while you rise in peace. Because you're not doing this for them. You're doing this for the one who never left you in the dark. The one who stood beside you when everyone else walked away. God saw the tears they didn't see. He heard the prayers they mocked. He felt the pain they caused. And now he's turning all of it, every single piece, into fuel for your rebuilding. When he's done, you won't even look like what you've been through. You'll walk into rooms you were once uninvited to. You'll carry peace they can't fake. You'll wear strength they can't imitate. And they'll have no choice but to admit they were wrong about you. Because God doesn't rebuild quietly. He does it in a way that makes everyone pay attention. He'll use your story as proof that he still works miracles, that he still lifts the broken, that he still turns pain into power. And listen, this time, you won't break. You've already seen the worst they could throw at you. You've already walked through fire and didn't burn. You've already drowned in the deep and learned how to breathe underwater. Now you're untouchable. They can whisper, they can plot, but nothing they do will reach you because you're protected. You're covered by the same God who's rebuilding you. And he's not just patching you up, he's transforming you into something divine. So yeah, let them remember what they did. Let them see you glow from the same fire they set to destroy you. Because what they meant for evil, God flipped into your elevation. What they tried to bury, God used as soil for your growth. And what they called your ending was really your rebirth. You're not fragile anymore. You're not begging for acceptance. You're not chasing people who couldn't value you. You're walking in purpose now. You've become the weapon they can't stop, the storm they can't predict, the force they can't control. So don't apologize for your strength. Don't downplay your healing. Don't hide your glow just to make the broken comfortable. You earned this. Every sleepless night, every tear, every scar, they were all building blocks, preparing you for this moment, this rebuild. It's not just revenge, it's redemption. It's God saying, they thought they could destroy my child, but I was only beginning. So stand tall, lift your head, and remember, you're not who you were before the storm. You're stronger, wiser, unbreakable. And soon when they see what you've become, when they see how far you've risen, they'll have to face the truth. They didn't break you. They built the stage for your comeback. And as you stand there, rebuilt by the hands of God himself, you'll finally understand this was never about revenge. It was about revelation. God was showing you what you're made of. Because now you know. Now you see it clearly. You were never fragile. You were always chosen. And chosen ones, they don't break. They rise, unshaken, unstoppable, unbreakable. You feel that? That's not just strength returning, that's resurrection. That's the sound of chains snapping, of the old you dying and the new you rising. See, they thought your story was over, but you were never buried. You were being planted. And what God plants, He grows in power. Now, the same soil that held your pain is about to nourish your purpose. You think God forgot? He doesn't forget His warriors. He doesn't ignore His chosen ones. He saw it all, the lies, the betrayal, the tears nobody else noticed. He saw how they broke you down, and He smiled, not because He liked your pain, but because He knew what He was about to do with it. He knew the storm wasn't your destruction, it was your construction. He knew the silence wasn't abandonment, it was alignment. And now, it's all coming together. Listen, God's not rebuilding you just to restore what you lost. He's rebuilding you to give you something better. He's taking what was shattered and shaping it into something indestructible. That's why the old things had to fall apart. That's why the people who hurt you couldn't stay. They weren't part of your next chapter. They were part of your lesson. And oh, what a lesson it was. You learned that not everyone who smiles is a friend. You learned that not every "I've got your back" means loyalty. You learned that sometimes God lets people betray you so you can stop depending on them. Because this rebuild, it's not about what you lost. It's about who you became. You see, you used to move with emotion. Now you move with discernment. You used to speak from pain. Now you speak with power. You used to chase people. Now people will chase the peace you carry. That's what happens when God rebuilds you. You stop needing validation from broken souls. You stop explaining your worth to people who can't afford it. You stop apologizing for being chosen. And now you glow different. Not that fake light the world gives. I'm talking about that divine light, the one forged in suffering and sealed with grace. The kind of glow that makes demons nervous and haters uncomfortable. They'll look at you and say, "You changed." And you'll smile and say, "I was never meant to stay the same." Because the fire changed you, the pain refined you, and God, He redefined you. But don't get it twisted. This rebuild isn't gentle. It's raw. It's violent. It tears away everything that can't go with you. You'll lose people, lose comfort, lose illusions, because what's ahead of you can't be built on fragile foundations. You're not made for average anymore. You're made for impact. You're made for legacy. You're made for things that shake the earth when you speak. So when they see you now, standing tall, eyes burning with purpose, they won't recognize you. They'll see the same face, but the energy's different. The way you move, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, it's like you're walking with divine armor. And you are. Because every wound became a weapon. Every scar became a shield. Every betrayal became a building block. You're walking proof that nothing wasted in God's hands. Even your pain had a purpose. Even your silence had meaning. Even your breaking had timing. So let them talk. Let them whisper about how you got here. They'll never understand the price you paid for your peace. They'll never know the nights you fought battles nobody saw. They'll never understand how many times you had to rebuild yourself in the dark before God decided it was time to show you in the light. And now that time has come. This is your unveiling. This is where God takes the covers off your destiny. He's saying to the world, here, this is the one they tried to break. This is the one I chose, and He's not hiding you anymore. Every delay, it was divine timing. Every loss, it was divine redirection. Every tear, it was holy water washing away what couldn't stay. Now, when people see you, they won't just see success. They'll see strength. They'll see survival. They'll see grace under pressure, and they'll know this isn't luck. This is God. Because nobody gets rebuilt like this unless heaven's involved. Nobody gets this kind of glow without going through the dark first. Nobody becomes unbreakable without first being broken. So when you stand there, elevated, favored, unshaken, understand this. You earned it. You survived the war. And now you're walking into your reward. But remember, this rebuild isn't just for you. It's for the people watching who think it's over for them. It's for the ones crying themselves to sleep, thinking God forgot. When they see you rise, they'll believe again. When they see you shine, they'll remember what faith can do. You're the living evidence that pain doesn't get the final word. Purpose does. And listen, this new version of you, you're not chasing people anymore. You're attracting purpose. You're not begging doors to open. They'll swing wide when you arrive, because what God builds, He blesses.